Kenya. Kenya is a country that neighbors Uganda in the east, Tanzania, South Sudan in the north, and I think Ethiopia. In the east of Kenya, there is a big ocean called the Indian Ocean. When I think about Kenya, what comes to my mind is Nairobi and Mombasa, and then another town called Eldoret. I've never been to Kenya, but when I think about Kenya, those are the first towns that come to my head. When I visit Kenya, those are some of the places which I would like to move around and visit maybe. Kenya has flamingos at Nakuru Park. When you go to Nakuru Park, everything is just white. These flamingos are flying around, moving around at that Lake Nakuru. And I think Kenya has a big Rift Valley that borders Kenya and Uganda. Does it border Kenya and Uganda? No. The one that borders Uganda is in the western Uganda, where it borders Uganda and Congo. I'm sorry. But Kenya has one of the Rift Valleys, the biggest Rift Valleys. When you look at Kenya, science say when they look at the Rift Valley from the aerial view, they see the Rift Valley most clearly when looking at Kenya. The one of Uganda, I think, is not very visible. The one of Tanzania is not very visible. But when you look at that of Kenya from the aerial view, it's very visible. When I think about Kenyans, I think Kenyans are peaceful people. According to the videos I've watched about Kenyans and some of the few Kenyans I've interacted with, I studied with Kenyans in high school, and Kenyans were peaceful. I don't know about the education system, but a lot of Kenyans used to come to Uganda to study. In primary, high school, we had a lot of Kenyans coming to Uganda for educational purposes. Even Tanzanians used to come, but those guys were cool. Kenyans don't have any problem, is what I think, unless you cross their boundaries, as you know. So Kenyans are cool people, is what I think. When I visit Kenya, I think I'll be talking to cool people. I don't think they'll deny to interact with me. Yeah, we've had a lot of trade going on between Uganda and Kenya, and many Ugandans are importing a lot of things from Kenya. We import clothing, we import salt, we import sugar. There's a time in Uganda when we used to have a lot of packed sugar that used to come in big sachets of about 1 kilogram, 2 kilograms. Most Ugandans know that kind of sugar. If you stayed in Kampala around 2008, that sugar used to come a lot in Uganda, and it was coming from Kenya. And it used to have made in Kenya. I used to wonder, why can't Uganda make its own sugar? Uganda has never made its own sugar to unpack it like Kenya used to pack its own sugar. Kenya has a very grown agricultural industry compared to that of Uganda. I'm sorry, I'm Ugandan, I'm from Uganda, but when I think about their agriculture, I think it's far ahead ours, because these guys use a lot of technology from the beginning of planting up to when they pack. When you see something that is coming from Kenya, the packaging is so good, you just know this is from Kenya. I think Kenyans are hardworking. Kenyans are wise, because here in Uganda, when you ask someone about Kenyans and their work ethic, they will comment straight away and tell you Kenyans are far ahead as compared to Ugandans. I would rather give a job to a Kenyan, Ugandans, I'm sorry, rather than giving it to a Ugandan. It's what I used to hear. I don't know whether it's the truth, but I have a brother working in electrical engineering, and he's working with a group of guys from Kenya. He's just telling me these guys are good, these guys are fantastic. When you give them a job, they'll go and buy the machinery needed to do that job. They buy the right machinery, they have all the equipment. Maybe you've given them a construction job, they'll bring equipment. The equipment they bring will just give you a clear picture that these guys are going to do very, very good work. And when they reach the site, they just do the work as it's supposed to be. Thanks to Kenyans, man, you're good. You're hardworking and you have uh, good working ethics, and when they reach the site, they do the work until it is finished. They don't leave the work incomplete, and that is evident because these guys are constructing most of the roads going on. Most of the road construction going on in their country is done by Kenyans, as compared to ours here, which is being done by Chinese and Japanese. We are importing a lot of labor to come and construct our roads. I don't know why this is like this, but Kenyans are doing most of the construction by themselves. As I grew up, people used to talk that Kenya is densely populated by the white population as compared to here in Uganda. There is a part of Nairobi that has a lot of white population. It's what I used to hear about Kenya. When I think about Kenya, I think there are many whites occupying Nairobi. I've never been there. It's what I think. And this has given Kenya, Ugandans, when Ugandans talk about the development of Kenya, they think this is their opinion, most of the Ugandans. It's not my opinion. What I hear from my elders, whom I've been able to interact with when I'm talking to them about Kenya, they tell me Kenya has a lot of a vast white population that is occupying Kenya. Even at school when we were studying, the teachers used to tell us that Kenya is occupied by many whites, and this has given Kenya an opportunity to develop at a very high speed because whites are rich people, whites are wise. It's what we think as Africans. So most Ugandans say that this has given Kenya a great chance to surpass other East African countries, Tanzania and Eritrea, Ethiopia. I don't know. That's what they say. And when you search on the internet about Africa, it's Kenya. On most of the stories that are going on the internet, it's Kenya. I don't know why people think, even most Ugandans say that when you ask a white person about Africa, they will ask you, are you from Kenya? If you sound from Uganda, they will say Kenya, Uganda, Kenya. They don't relate. So, or they say South Africa, one of those countries. And Nigeria, some of them know it, I don't know. But Kenya is one of the first countries that comes to those guys' minds. They think the whole of Africa is Kenya, maybe. You guys, even Uganda exists. Don't think that Kenya is Africa. So, that's my thought about Kenya. What I know about Kenya is that their main their main dish is ugali. Yeah, ugali is their main dish. And I think I can pick up very fast when I go to Kenya. I can eat ugali because I've eaten ugali from my childhood when I was going to school. Most of the schools in Uganda supply ugali for lunch and porridge for breakfast. So even supper they supply ugali. Some will give you rice, beans as a sauce, and some will give you meat at weekends. But ugali is the main dish in most of the schools here in Uganda, so that's no worry for me. When I go to Kenya, I can cope up with ugali. I'm told these guys eat ugali with skuma and those other greens. Yeah, so I can do well with that food. But I'm told you guys put a lot of salt. Someone from Kenya can comment and tell me. I have a friend who has ever been to Kenya. He told me that these guys put a lot of salt in their food. So I'm not a fan of eating very, very salty stuff. So I don't know. Oh my God. The other thing which I know about Kenya, I told you it's Mombasa. Mombasa is a town which we used to study about, but it's at the border, at the coastline of Kenya. We used to study that Mombasa and Dar es Salaam are one of the towns where most tourists that used to come from Europe and Asia arrived at long ago, more than 200 years ago, more than 100 years ago. Those Vasco da Gama, those guys, I don't know whether Vasco da Gama passed through Mombasa, but most of the Arabs and other guys from Europe used to pass through that coastline, because Uganda doesn't have a coastline. Uganda is landlocked. If you have to enter Uganda, you have to enter from Kenya or Sudan or from Tanzania. And most of them used to come from Kenya and pass through across Lake Victoria by boat and come to Uganda. So Kenya has this town called Mombasa. I don't know why Mombasa sounds more. Mombasa used to sound more than Nairobi, as in Tanzania, Dar es Salaam and Dodoma. There used to be sounding, and that sounds more than Dodoma. I think in Tanzania, Dodoma used to be the capital city. Right now, Dar es Salaam, I think, is the capital city of Tanzania. Tanzania is correct me if you're watching this video. I don't know. But for Kenya, I know that Nairobi is your capital city. The other thing, what I know about Kenya is you guys have good athletic people. Since we border each other, you will find that most of the people living on the border of Uganda are related to the guys living in Kenya on their border. As you see in most countries sharing borders, when you go to the west of Uganda, you will find that some people living in Congo and Rwanda are related to the people living in Uganda on the west. So the same with Sudan and Uganda, the same with Tanzania and Uganda. So we share some tribes on the border of Kenya and Uganda, most especially those Nilotics. And the Nilotics, if you studied history, we share those guys. So that's why you find most of the time when Kenya wins, Uganda is number 2. When Uganda wins, Kenya is number 2, because we share that tribe of guys who can run those marathon rallies. So we share those guys. And you'll find that their names are similar. Kiprotich, Kipsang, Kipsro. Those guys from Kenya also have those names starting with K most of the times. So you guys, will warn you this time around. We have our kid who warned you, and yeah, sorry, but we warn you. The other thing which I know about Kenya is that you guys were the first people to ban polythene bags in Africa. Rwanda followed, and other countries are following up. I think Uganda is going to copy you guys. I don't know, guys, how you're doing it. How do you do it? Because what I know, if someone goes to a shop to buy something, he has to be having something to carry each and every time. When you're buying, maybe in the market, you have to. Do you guys go with your bags? Kenyans comment. This thing is not easy. Because here in Uganda, when you go to a shop, they have to supply a polythene bag where they're going to pack for you things. Even if it's a supermarket, they provide a simple polythene bag that will help you carry what you bought. I don't know how you guys in Kenya do it. How do you do it? Because this thing seems not easy. And what happened when you guys were buying polythene bags? Because here in Uganda we have a lot of industries called like manufacturing polythene bags, and if they are to ban polythene bags, I don't know what will happen. What happened when those guys in Kenya banned polythene bags? You guys comment. What did the industries do? Those industries that were producing polythene bags, maybe they resorted to other kinds of plastic. I don't know. You can comment if you're watching from Kenya what you guys did. And Kenyans, you know that most of the things we used to use in Uganda a few years back were from Kenya. When I used to check on most of the plastics, basins, cups, flasks, most of the things were coming from Kenya. But right now Uganda has also started. Uganda is one of the most developing countries, by the way, in East Africa and Africa. Uganda is one of the most developing countries as compared to as we were in 1995. Our rate of growth has risen from about 2.6% to about 10%. And a few months ago, our president said we are going to the middle income status. I don't know, but I think it's true, because we have had a lot of industries rise up right here in Uganda. We have a lot of industrial parks that have been constructed in Uganda. I worked in Ginger in the last year, and I happened to see a lot of industries being constructed in that place. So I think most of the things we are going to be manufacturing by ourselves. But most of the products used to come from Kenya, most of the plastics, and I think plates used to come from Kenya. And when I was in primary school and high school, most of the plates we used to use, most of the cups, utensils, pencils, pens, everything, the scholastic materials we used to use in high school are from Kenya. I don't know, but nowadays most of the things are made right here in Uganda. They might not be made in Uganda, but most of the things, 50% of the things, the products you're using in your house, Ugandans, check and see, it's made from Uganda. We're starting even to manufacture cars, manufacture a lot of stuff right here in Uganda. Most of the army cars we're using are from Uganda. Most of the buses we are going to be using in the next few years are going to be made from Uganda. So thanks to the government, you're doing a great work. But most of the things used to come from Kenya. Kenya, we share Lake Victoria, we share mountain, we trade together. Kenya is a good neighbor. When I think about Kenya, I don't think anything bad about Kenya. just good things. There are a lot of stuff we have to learn from you guys, because your economy is one of the best economies in Africa and the best in East Africa. I think it's not the best, because right now it's is it Djibouti? There's a country called Djibouti. Djibouti has the best economy. It's the most developed in East Africa right now. East Africa used to have Uganda, Kenya, Tanzania at the start, but right now most of other countries have decided to join East Africa: Djibouti, Eritrea, Ethiopia, and of recent Congo wanted to join. I don't know whether they confirmed. Living in Uganda and living in Kenya, what do I prefer? I've never been in Kenya before, so I can't answer such a question because of what I hear. I had a friend who has never gone to Kenya, but his opinion, this is not my opinion, Kenya. This guy told me Uganda is a better place to stay as compared to Kenya. Uganda remains the pearl of Africa, guys. This is a point of no debate. Uganda is the pearl of Africa, so we have a good climate. Kenya, most of the part of Kenya is a semi-desert as compared to Uganda. Uganda has good weather as compared to Kenya. Late rains, tomorrow it shines, but when you go to Nairobi, guys say that most of the time it's cold, but in Kampala it's shining most of the times. So weather is one of my major points, and food. You guys do a lot of ugali, but here we have a lot of food. We have matoke, we have the ugali, we have millet, we have wheat, we have other kinds of food. You may also be having other kinds of food. Comment below, but your special diet is ugali, we know. You can't deny this. Ugali is your special food. There's a lot which I think about Kenya, but I don't want this video to be so long. So I think I should call it an end of this video. Guys, comment what you think about Kenya if you're in Uganda right here, and any other country that is not Kenya. Comment what you think about Kenya and what you'd like to see when you go to Kenya. There's a lot which I would like to see when I go to Kenya. Like Lake Nakuru is one of my top things which I want to see. I want to visit Nairobi, and if I get a chance, I want to visit Mombasa. Kenyans, we love you, and yeah, we love you. Right now, we are constructing a railway that is going to stretch from Kenya to Uganda to ease transportation of goods in East Africa, and that railway will be stretching from Tanzania, crossing to Kenya, Uganda, then heads to Rwanda and Congo. So East Africa is one of the most developing regions in Africa and the world. So we're going to see a vast development right here. So guys, if you're new here, don't leave without subscribing, liking, and sharing this video. It's your boy Dominic Mo, and I sign out. Bye bye.